Moving to a drier part of the world, as we have been finding out in our series of features on water technology in Israel, the country uses recycled wastewater to irrigate its farmland. Moreover, Israel is a world leader in so-called drip irrigation technology. It works by watering plants from underground using pipes with tiny holes that slowly deliver water drop by drop to the soil around the roots, thus saving water and increasing yield at the same time.
Hot, dry, desert, a typical feature of southern Israel. Here, the amount of water that evaporates into the atmosphere is 20 to 40 times more than what falls on the ground. Farmers are totally reliant on irrigation systems, but when it comes to drip irrigation technology, Israel is the best in the world.
This is with the little drippers that we have inside the pipe. We use less water, less nutrients, less fertilizers, less energy and less labor to produce higher yields and better yields.
Instead of sprinkling the plants with a hose, water drips out of tiny holes in the pipes into the soil around the roots.
That's the hole.
Leaves do not absorb water, so nutrients and fertilizer are mixed with the pipe water and delivered directly to the roots. Not a drop is wasted. Compared to more traditional sprinkler systems, yield can increase by 50% and up to 40% more water can be saved. This pipe is placed 60 centimeters beside the row of plants because the roots reach out to one side. The design cuts back on water loss to evaporation and helps stop the pipe being damaged by harvesting tools. Other pipes are buried 30 centimeters underground. Thanks to the clever way they're designed, there's no need to worry about them being clogged with sand. And even on hilly ground, the water is always distributed evenly.
Regardless of inlet pressure, whether it's close to the water source, far away, up the hill, down the hill, the flow rate will be exactly the same, very uniform and very accurate.
In Israel, farm fields, city parks and roadside trees are all watered by drip irrigation. Moreover, the water in the pipes is recycled and treated household wastewater from all over the country.
Water that we use from home, we have a station to clean them and to check them, and then we use it again for agriculture, for fruits, on tree, for cotton.
As long as the filters are regularly checked, very little maintenance is needed and the system is easy to operate. To encourage farmers to use recycled water, the government sells it at almost 3 times cheaper the regular price. The combination of drip irrigation and recycled water is helping farmers grow economically valuable crops in the arid desert of southern Israel. According to the experts, if other countries could match Israel's water efficiency, there will be enough water for 3 times the current world population. As well as developing desalination and recycling technology, Israel places a high priority on managing its water usage. Even the parks are irrigated by central computer systems. The world's biggest seawater desalination plant, a wastewater recycling rate of 75%, and home to the world-beating drip irrigation system. Israel's water technology achievements may be startling, but with demand still double the supply, the country is not resting on its laurels. In Israel's national park in Ramat Gan, people relax on the grass under shady trees. In the lush green 50 hectares of the park, it's easy to forget you're in a dry Middle Eastern nation. The question is, how does the irrigation system manage to water all the plants?
Now I come to the central controller irrigation to the national park of Ramat Gan.
Every sprinkler can be turned on and off using a mobile phone. The park's irrigation control system is consolidated through a wireless and centralized computer network. When the grass in one part of the park gets dry, the computer makes a quick calculation to water it.
The system is to irrigate accurately, on time, and save water and save energy. By saving water and energy, basically, you save water to the municipality.
In addition, the irrigation system in every area of the park has an automatic monitoring system that can make instant adjustments to the water supply.
Flow meter very important because if have maybe a sprinkler break, I know in the controller this sprinkler is break and I close to the irrigation.
According to the experts, if farmers in the rest of the world saved water like the Israelis, the earth could support 3 times its current population. In the park, the intelligent irrigation system cuts water use by almost 50%. Understanding that every drop is precious, this Israeli water technology company has come up with a range of gadgets that turn dirty water into clean, drinkable water. This clever device that fits on most bottle tops and taps is a personal water purifier.
What we are doing in the system, the water is running through a very sophisticated system of filters and active carbon.
The device can treat water of virtually any quality. It works using active carbon, which comes in powder, granules, chips and blocks. Active carbon is riddled with fine pores which trap contaminants as they pass through. Put into a filter, it can quickly and effectively purify water. In the aftermath of Typhoon Morakot, Israel donated the devices to Taiwan. And so an application designed to save water is now being used in disaster situations. But all this comes naturally to the Israelis, who say the word waste is not part of their vocabulary. Water shortage is going to be a major global issue in the future. According to the experts, there may be wars between countries competing over water supplies. But ironically, in the Middle East, water could be a catalyst for peace. In the final installment of our series of features from Israel, we find out how the country is working with its neighbours to develop solutions to the region's water problem. In the desert of southern Israel, the call for prayer rings out from a mosque. This is the home to the minority Muslim Bedouin tribe, who are spread out around 30 settlements in the area. Nomadic herdsmen for centuries, the Bedouins' way of life is very different from the rest of Israel. To survive in the desert, they have to value every drop of water. City homes are supplied with running water, but here the Bedouin have to carry their water from a nearby supply or install their own pipes.
We have a fixed supply of water at a local school. We install the water pipe from there to get water.
However, connecting a pipe to the central supply doesn't always guarantee water at the turn of a tap. If one household fails to pay their water bill, the Israeli government will cut off supply to the entire village. Shepherding the sheep, herding the horses and caring for the camels, the Bedouin existence is a world apart from high-tech Israel. How will this disadvantaged minority fare when world water supplies grow short? In Israel, 20% of the population are Arabs and members of other minority groups, such as the Bedouin. Religious, ethnic and territorial disputes have led to numerous conflicts between Israel and its Arab neighbours. One cause of the war has been water. Given the sensitive situation, Israel has a specialized mechanism in place to test its water for poisoning.
We advocate the use of biomonitoring based on bacteria because the bacteria is very sensitive and it's very easy to handle.
The key element, the key advantage of such a system is that it's very easy for the user to use.
Using luminescent bacteria, the authorities can keep tabs on water contamination because when the microorganisms come into contact with strange chemicals, their luminosity changes, indicating that something is wrong with the water quality. Heavy metals, pesticides, weed killers and other poisons can be detected instantly. But with the easing of tension in the region, drop by drop, water could be becoming a catalyst for peace. This reverse osmosis membranes plant is helping purify water for neighboring Arabs in a joint effort to improve water quality. The initiative is supported by the Peres Center for Peace.
It's not that the Israelis coming to teach the Palestinian researcher, but they are working together, and we've learned that this is the best way to promote the peace between the people.
The project is run by a team of Israeli, Palestinian and Jordanian researchers. The partnership between the traditional enemies shows that there is sometimes light at the end of the tunnel. Perhaps not all of Israel's water technology achievements are applicable to Taiwan, but their example shows that when you face up to a problem, the solution often appears.